Hello everybody, Jet here, and welcome back to the second part of my videos about the leaders which we are getting in Total War 3 Kingdoms, the Warlord Legends as it does state. And today it's going to be about Cao Cao, who we can see here. Disclaimer, I will be saying this on every single video of these guys I do. Big disclaimer. These blogs, which are the blog will be linked on my Twitter, by the way. But as of everything is subject to change. It's all in development. Also, I'm not doing this from an official point of view, so it may well all change completely and utterly. Again, we're going to have 11 generals, guys, and this is just a bit about them and how they work. I'm not going to go through all this again. We went through that in the last one, which is in the playlist for this if you want to look for it. So, Cao Cao, the Puppet Master. What do we know about Cao Cao? He's a ruthless strategic genius, an expert manipulator, the invisible hand secretly guiding the actions of many. Using his credibility, he's able to shape diplomatic relations between warlords, and when sufficiently respected on the diplomatic stage, he's able to instigate proxy wars between two rival warlords. So basically, he can use his influence to influence others, unsurprisingly, but to a greater extent than others. So we'll have to see how that works still. But it should be interesting. His hero class is Commander, which I guess means he's more about command, which kind of makes sense from what they've told us. And his nickname is the Strategic Mastermind. So Playstyle. Cao Cao is a brilliant strategic commander, excelling in war and politics. His main strength lies in diplomatic exploitation, not explanation. He divides and conquers, manipulating relationships between factions by spreading rumours and disunities between them. This can fray their relations to the point where war is all but inevitable. Of course, Cao Cao can also influence relationships to forge stronger bonds between warlords. He's an excellent melder of emotions and can make others think more positively of himself or his allies, allowing him to get better diplomatic deals from those targeted. So he's very good at targeting people to get everything. You know, he's a good diplomat. He knows how to play people and get everything out. Playing as Cao Cao, it's all about long-term strategic planning. Yeah, I'm not good at long-term strategic planning, so maybe not for me. Preparing for a war in war far in advance by setting the diplomatic stage to strike while expanding your realm slowly but steadily. His agriculture garrisons help to make his farms more defendable and give stronger boosts to his armies. These unique abilities can be taken even further. With Cao Cao's faction, you can instigate a proxy war between two warlords in desperate times when swift action is needed. Rather than making two factions like each other less and hoping they might go to war, you can directly trigger it without anyone knowing it was your doing. Because of this, you can conceivably win the game without ever being involved in any major conflicts by systematically driving factions against each other, by manipulating others into attacking him and calling his allies to defend him, and by later confederating or vassalizing the fractured remnants of the once great factions. Cao Cao can grow in territory and power without fighting a single battle. Now that sounds like an interesting idea, and I hope there's an achievement for playing as Cao Cao and never fighting a battle, completing the campaign with never fighting a battle. You know, making everybody else do it for you, because that sounds like a really interesting way of playing. Something very, very, very different actually from the last general he talked about, who was what was his name? Jian, I can't remember. Sun Jian last time, who was very much always forward, always attacking. Cao Cao sounds possibly like the polar opposite. So who is he? Who is Cao Cao? Cao Cao was born in 155 CE in Qiao County, Han Empire. His father, Cao Song, was a foster son of Cao Teng, one of the favoured eunuchs of the Emperor Huan. It is said that Cao Song's original family was in Xiaohu. I do apologise. I will be pronouncing things horribly, horribly wrong, guys. Please correct me. There's only so much I can do. His family was closely intertwined with politics, and Cao Cao studied hard, maturing into a powerful, cunning, and shrewd statesman in his own right. Cao Cao has seen emperors fall and tyrants rise. He has witnessed great power grasped by the undeserving, and it is this world of chaos through which he plots a path to order. Regarded as a strategic genius, Cao Cao pursues victory at any costs and ensures that the ends always justify the means. Though some call him ruthless, he is nevertheless mindful and considerate, maintaining agricultural garrisons to protect both his supplies and his people during troubled times. So once again, guys, we've got a mention of supplies here, and we had that in the previous blog as well about Sun Jian, which I suspect means that supplies mechanic is going to be being brought in into the game. I'm sorry, I always do things with my hands. I'm a fidget, as you're probably noticing from watching these, so I do apologise if I distract you, and please tell me off in the comments. Ingenious and merciless, he's known as the puppet master. He has no qualms in controlling others to fulfil his aspirations. He is a leader who dedicates himself to his ambitions and possesses a unique mindset, caring little for status or hidebound tradition. He judges men solely on their achievements and skill, and his companions respect him for this reason. Gainsaying his reputation for ruthlessness, he looks out for his followers and treats them with generosity despite their rivalry. Cao Cao and Liu Bei are very similar in this regard, and they are both supported and trusted by the people. Relationships. Guanzi. Cao Cao is great friends with two powerful generals, Xiao Dun and Xiao Yuan. He's particularly close to Xiao Dun, who has served with Cao Cao for his entire military career, and is one of the few who truly understands the reasoning behind his actions. Do apologise, I had to mute myself because I was coughing then. In this section we focus on heroes' relationships, most important to Cao Cao at the start of the game, as defined by Guanzi, the Chinese concept of dynamic interrelationships. Unlike Sun Jian, whose family contains the seeds of powerful characters, Cao Cao has access to skilled officers right from the outset of a campaign, who he can trust and to execute his will. Because that's interesting. That's something I didn't quite catch on last time. So Sun Jian, going back to him, looks like his children can become powerful generals, which is something quite interesting for us, guys. Something a bit different, which I hadn't realised. Kind of makes sense now looking at it. But Cao Cao's obviously got generals he can call on right from the start, so you've got a few more people you can use. So we've just read this bit up here. This is the guys he's friends with. Cao Cao was known for surrounding himself with heroes of great talent. While Cao Cao's immediate family is still important to him, the support of Xiao Dun and Xiao Yan mean he is in a position to deploy more officers early in the game than Sun Jian and many of the other major warlords. These officers can be given their own armies to lead, allowing them to expand and defend on multiple fronts. Now that makes it sound like you're going to have limited amounts of generals you can have depending on your setup and how you're set up and I mean not your family tree but those around you. So we'll have to see as we get more information on how you recruit and maintain generals. At the start of the game, I'm going to read this from down here because it's easier on my eyes. Cao Cao is branded an enemy of the state by Dongzhou. The tyrant's henchmen are coming after him. Before he can consider longer term plans, such as toppling Dongzhou, he knows he needs to build a strong foundation. This begins in Chen Commandery, south of the Yellow River, a central position with many possible routes of expansion. So I assume commandery means region, so he starts here. Now, many possible routes of expansion to me also means many possible routes of attack at you. So, you know, you're surrounded by various different people. So it could mean, depending on the situation around you, that he has quite a difficult hard time. First, Cao Cao needs to defend himself from the Han Empire henchmen who are supposed to bring him down. Then he will have to establish a power place in Chen by overcoming the local Han administrators. So it doesn't sound like we even start with the entire region. Only then will he look elsewhere, which is when the Tao Qian incident happens. Remember, the bigger Cao Cao's empire gets, the more factions he will look towards bringing him down. When? If he shows weakness. So the initial dilemma. Cao Cao's first major choice is thrust upon him when he hears of news of the death of his father, Cao Song. Cao Song was robbed and killed by Tao Qian's soldiers. Perhaps on Tao Qian's orders, perhaps not. Do you ride to war to avenge your father's death, or will you bide your time while you build your empire? I know what I'd do, but I've got a feeling they'd want him to bide for time. Now, we'll see what he actually did later on. So, early in the campaign, everybody faces every warlord's going to get a dilemma. It does sound like an interesting thing, which shapes your campaign. So, depending on which way you choose, which way you go, it's really going to shape your early to middle campaign and what you're doing and who you're friends with and who you're at war with. So, your dilemma is about, you know, him potentially killing your father, as we've mentioned, and you need to decide the course of action will best serve your quest for vengeance. This is where Cao Cao's cunning nature comes into play. While dealing with Tao Qian, a shrewd player will already be thinking ahead, which potential conflicts may follow. Young Xiao or Gongsu Zan in the north, Sun Jian in the southwest. Depending on the situation, Cao Cao can start manipulating these factions against each other, tying them down in proxy wars and ensuring he has the upper hand when the inevitable conflicts emerge. This sounds very much like I want to make sure I get rid of Cao Cao early on, because he sounds like he might be nasty to deal with later on once he's got his fingers into everybody. Cao Cao's diplomatic arsenal will help to keep surrounding factions off his back. His manipulation ability can also be used to make people friendlier with him. In some situations, this can mean the difference between being declared war at or not, or it can mean Cao Cao is able to form a powerful alliance that protect his back. After all, you'll need every tool available to stay afloat in a simmering diplomatic cauldron that is the centre of the campaign map. So it does sound like Cao Cao's going to have around him all of these people are going to be very aggressive to you from the way it's sounding. So it could be an interesting start. Now, once your power base is secure, you can look to expand and conquer other territory. Moving north will likely lead to confrontation and battle with powerful warlords in that region, such as Yuan Xiao or Gongsun Zan. Forging south, Cao Cao might appeal to other powerful lords in his schemes against Dongzhao. Your ultimate aims are to build a larger realm in North China, forming the Kingdom of Wei, and to conquer the factions that establish themselves in the south, uniting all of China under your rule. The allies and enemies you make during your campaign will play key roles in your pursuit of this goal. He is the choice of corruptors, conjurers, and puppeteers. Those who prefer to employ sly methods, pulling the strings from the shadows and manipulating others to ensure the future of the Wei Kingdom. He does sound like a very interesting player. Probably not the sort of character I would play. I suspect I've got a friend who plays a lot more historical things than me called Zardar Total Warrior, and I think he would probably enjoy Cao Cao immensely there, simply because of the type of thing he does. There is a bit more reading if you do want to read more about Cao Cao down here, guys. I will also be linking this over on my Twitter. I'll just go share that now. So that is up on my Twitter as well, guys, as well as in the Free Kingdoms Facebook group, which I'll link down in the comments. It's done by the same people who did the Total War one, and they were very good at that. So, but no, it does sound like you've got an interesting start. You'll have a few more people to manage your armies, which sounds useful with your start territory, because I've got a feeling you're going to be... It sounds like you're going to be in a very difficult situation. You're going to have to be using your political machinations right from the start. So we'll have to see how it all goes. As always, please feel free to pop any comments in the comments section, guys. This is something very new, so I really do appreciate any feedback, good or negative. I know I need to sort out my lighting. I will be looking at. I know it's a tip behind me. This is where we're storing all baby spare stuff as well at the moment, which is quite literally just piled up behind me. We are trying to get that sorted, so I do apologise for that. You can also jump over to my Discord and say hi there. There is a link to my Discord in the comments section, as well as the description, as well as links to my Twitter and my Patreon. Thank you very much for your time, guys.